Let's go ahead and talk about the human body and what effects toxins have on it. Most of the questions I get when it comes to toxins are what are they and where do they come from? What happens when you have too many toxins within the body, also known as toxic overload, and how do you get these toxins out of the body? So let's start off with some short answers about toxins and detox. So, who is exposed to toxins? Everybody is exposed to toxins, so everybody could benefit from a detox program. What are they? Toxins are chemicals that affect the way our body functions as they are poisonous to us. So, a detox is a way to rid the body of many of these toxins. So when should you do a detox? You could do a detox anytime throughout the year. However, I do find there are a few times that detoxes are more common. The first one is the first of the year with the New Year's resolutions. I also see a lot of detoxes done during the summer with the fresh fruits and vegetables, and last is during the new school year as everybody's coming back to a new schedule. They also add in a new schedule with the detox. So where can you detox? This is actually a two-part question. We're going to discuss later where in the body detoxification occurs. You can actually do a detox program anywhere. Check out a couple of my recipe videos to see how easy it is to fit a detox program into a busy schedule. So why should we detox? Over time, toxins build up in the body. We actually absorb them faster than our body can get rid of them. This causes our body to be less functionally effective and results in side effects such as headaches, body aches, even fatigue. So how much or how often should you be detoxing? This depends on your lifestyle. You may want to cleanse between 1 to 3 times a year. I usually recommend at least 1 time per year and then see how you feel. Now let's go ahead and take a deeper look into what are toxins, where do they come from, and how does our body process them. The definition of toxins is substances that are derived from plants and animals that are poisonous to humans. When we find these in our environment, we call this exogenous toxins. Examples of this are going to be like pesticides and insecticides. They're made to kill insects, but at the same time, they're very toxic to us as well. Air and water pollutants are going to be byproducts from manufacturing that get into our air and water, and those byproducts are toxic to us as well. Preservatives and additives added to our food. They're added so that the food can stay fresher longer, but our body has never seen them before, and they look at them as toxins. We'll talk more about that later when we talk about the GI system. Certain household cleaners, cigarette smokes, it's in dyes and paints, personal care items, and last is heavy metals. Lots of signs and symptoms can come from somebody who is over-toxic from heavy metals. Not only do we have exogenous toxins, but we also have endogenous toxins. These are toxins that are made within the body as a byproduct of our metabolism. This is going to be things like carbon dioxide, ammonias, lactic acids. These too can build up within the body. So we are being exposed to these toxins from both outside and inside the body all day, every day. This can lead to a condition known as toxic overload. This is when there's too many toxins in our body for our body to naturally process them, and it results in some signs and symptoms. So some signs and symptoms that you may be in toxic overload include things like muscle aches and joint aches. It can result in exhaustion, kind of like you have a cold. Your body is trying to fight off these toxins and leaves a little less energy for you throughout the day. Stubborn weight. The body's unable to get rid of the toxins. Best thing to do is to store it and hope it can get rid of it later. The number one place it stores it is right in that belly fat. Other symptoms include brain fog, headaches, insomnia. As you're in a fight or flight response right now, it's very hard to stop and sleep. It may result in irritability or skin problems such as rashes or eczema. It might also result in body odor, as your body's trying to get rid of these toxins. One of the number one ways is through your sweat, so you might start to smell some of those toxins, and also it may result in constipation. So the word detox comes from de, meaning away from, and tox, meaning toxin. So it's a way we get away from toxins. Our body has several different organ systems that help it do that. The first one being the respiratory system, more specifically the lungs. The lungs are one way that we can get rid of these toxins by breathing them out. The number one toxin that we breathe out is carbon dioxide, a byproduct of metabolism, but still very acidic to us. The second one is the digestive system, more specifically the liver, and the liver has specific cells specialized to absorb toxins and modify them so that they are less toxic to the body, and it also prepares them to be excreted out of the body. So the blood is the transportation system that brings everything and anything throughout the body. So it's going to bring those toxins to the liver in order for them to be modified, and it's also going to bring them to the kidneys, we'll talk about in a second, to have them released or excreted from the body. The blood also contains white blood cells or immune cells, and this is going to help attack any pathogens or toxins that are active within the blood. Last and most importantly is the renal system or the kidneys. So these are going to take mostly our plasma, and it's going to cipher through the plasma. It's going to take what we want, like electrolytes and sugars, it's going to put it back into the bloodstream. But it's also going to take the things we don't want, such as those toxins that were modified by our liver, and it's going to hold them within all of those tube systems, and then we excrete them out later. Along with the natural detoxification of the body, by doing a detox system or program, we can actually help our body be more effective at getting rid of toxins. There are 3 major steps that has to be within a toxic program in order for it to be effective. These 3 steps were generated by a company called Standard Process, and this is the detoxification system that I have seen amazing results from. So step number 1 is bioactivation. So this is how we kind of kick up the dust. We kick up the toxins within the body. This releases the toxins back into the bloodstream from where it was being stored. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add an active group to that molecule, making it easier for other molecules to attach to it. This actually makes the molecule a little bit more toxic, so we're going to need to neutralize it next. Step number 2 is conjugation. This is when we're going to add an enzyme group to that reactive site, and this is going to make the toxin both non-toxic and water-soluble, getting it ready for step number 3. Now that the toxins are neutralized, we need to transport them out of the body. We can actually get them out of the body through our sweat, breath, feces, but most importantly through our urine. This is why it's so important while on a detox to do at least 30 minutes of exercise, sweat a little extra, get that blood flowing, those toxins moving, but definitely hydration is key in a detox program. Hopefully you learned a lot here today on what are toxins, what happens with toxic overload, and how do we detox the body. If you still have more questions or would like more information or ready to start your cleanse journey, go ahead, check out our website and make an appointment.